So today marks National Bucket List Day, and what a great day to celebrate and maybe dream a little bit. And in this case, about travel, some of the trips, some of the experiences you've always wanted to take. And joining us now is Adam Duckworth, president and founder of Travelmation. What I love about Adam, not just is he a great wealth of information, but he also can read my mind and tap into some of the trips that I've always wanted to take. So he's going to help us out with that. First of all, Adam, good to see you as always. Where should we be traveling on this bucket list day?
Steve, wonderful to see you, per usual. Hope things are great up there in D.C. But yeah, it's bucket list day, so we want to talk about these bucket list trips. Let me talk about a couple of them. Number one, I don't know if you're a World Cup fan, but it's in the United States this year, which is so huge. People have been waiting for this. It's so big worldwide, and it's coming to the U.S. All these host cities, Miami, Los Angeles, Philly, Boston, Dallas, there's just so many things that you can do. However, if I were getting in on the World Cup game, I would get in now. It's so popular. You do not want to wait till the last minute. They just released some more tickets about 48 hours ago. But especially if you're interested in that final World Cup match in Jersey at MetLife, you want to get on that because it's going to be so popular. But for many, many people, World Cup is on their bucket list, and that's in the U.S. this year.
Yeah, look, one quick follow on that, Adam, and I'm sure you've seen like all the headlines, right, as far as some of the transportation costs associated with getting to the games, right? Like, you know, New York, New Jersey, they dealt with it. Boston, they're increasing exponentially the cost of train service, right? If you're going to go, and for us, it would be easy to go up to Philly for a match. Do you think that that will carry over to everything else? Like, will expenses rise in those cities as the games are being played?
Yeah, Steve, I actually would predict that they will. And so this is what makes it a bucket list experience, because so many people want to experience it. So when there's that much demand, pricing goes up, which is why our recommendation is always to work with a travel advisor who's helping plan those trips for you. There's ins and outs that they may not know that they can help you navigate related to transportation costs, where to stay. Maybe you stay outside the city a little bit. Maybe you get a little bit of a cheaper option. Maybe there's a private transfer that you could do. We can work through all those things, but you want to do that early and soon because we do expect costs to rise.
Yeah, we're within 50 days of the start. Okay, I want to get a couple of the international ones in real quick. Number two on your list, African safari. Here's where you tapped into one of my top bucket list things I've always wanted to do, but I need your help because even when you start looking into it, it's overwhelming. There are so many places now that you could go, so many experiences, depending on what animals you want to see, depending on how luxurious you want to be. Where do we start?
So, Steve, African safaris have gotten really popular. It's on my bucket list as well. Here's the real truth about them. There are many options, from value options to very luxurious options. You can do all kinds of things, from stay in one country in Africa and kind of have a home base versus flying around. Obviously, flying around will cause a little bit more expense, but there are many different tour operators that provide all kinds of experiences. I guess the theme, going back to my original point, is work with someone who knows what they're doing. If you can find a travel advisor that specializes in this kind of thing in Africa, it's going to make your experience significantly smoother based on your budget, based on your length of trip, based on how many you're going. There's all kinds of things to do in an African safari, but I like to say this about African safaris. Related to those things, you want to be safe. You want to have lunch and not be lunch. That's one of the things I always say about African safaris.
Listen, one of the other things you have on your list, a lot of folks will be coming here to D.C. this summer for America's 250th. Do you recommend a staycation for people who live here? Maybe take advantage of some of the tours that we wouldn't normally do and we would think only tourists take?
So it's going to be really busy around that time of year in D.C. You know, clearly this is a massive celebration for our country. What a cool thing to be a part of. And so folks are going to be coming in. So maybe if you are a local, you do some things around that date and not on the actual date because you're going to fight the crowds. However, what a cool thing that will happen in our nation's capital. Parades, fireworks, museums putting on special events. But here's what I love, Steve. I love that the entire country's getting in on this celebration. Philly has events. Boston has events. I even read that Colorado is celebrating their 150th year of statehood alongside of our nation's 250th. America250.org is where you find many of those things. But if you're asking me my opinion, going back to your original question, would I make a staycation out of it if I lived in D.C.? Absolutely. You just better be ready for a little more traffic and a few more folks.
Adam, got to
Yeah.
leave it there, but I will say this. There's the information. Well, actually, that's his bucket list. We'll put up the Travelmation website as well. And if you're into long road trips for a bucket list, this is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. Adam says you can just drive from Chicago all the way to Santa Monica, where the highway, the iconic highway, ends right on the Santa Monica Pier. Thank you, my friend. See you soon. Safe travels.
Thanks, Steve. You too.